Beyonce is overrated.
Yeah, she is. A lot of people are gonna hate that one.
Yep, but Beyonce is overrated.
Yeah, she's good. Like there's a
Beyonce gets the level of hate that she does because she's a black woman, and society has a really bad
habit
of trying to humble black women that they feel don't know their place.
We're not going to put up with her anti-police message.
When a witch has a coven, it's normally a small thing. Witches' covens are normally 3 to 7 people. When it becomes thousands, it's called a hive. Y'all are part of that lady beehive?
I am not a Beyonce fan. She does nothing for me. She's been dancing around in leotards. Over it.
It's a lot of talking going on while I sing my song. Look at that liquor in my hand, the grandbaby of a moonshine man. Gassed in Alabama, got poked down Galveston, rooted in Louisiana. They used to say I spoke too country, and the rejection came, said I wasn't country enough, said I wouldn't saddle up.
You are Beyonce.
Thank you.
And
how could you not say cunt? Like, that's cunt. Like,
Beyonce Giselle. See, I'm already messing up. Cancel the whole documentary. Beyonce Giselle Knowles was born and raised in Houston, Texas, along with her younger sister Solange. Her father, Matthew, worked for many years as a sales representative selling medical equipment, while her mother, Tina, worked in a bank and later opened up her own beauty salon, which became one of the most successful salons in Houston. As a young child, Beyonce was shy and didn't have many friends. Her parents used to sign her up for dance classes when she was about 7 years old to make more friends. The first time Beyonce's parents saw her perform, they were stunned.
First time I found out that she had a gift was on a talent show that she did. She competed against kids that were up to 15, and of course we didn't really know what to expect. She was really good. She got a standing ovation, and she came back to her seat and told me that she was ready to get her trophy and her money and go home. And
it was incredible. They never seen her so alive and confident before, Tina recalls. So Beyonce had found a way to finally break out of her shyness. And along the way, she discovered that she had real talent. She began singing in and winning local talent contests, and soon her parents realized that performing made their daughter happy and that she was gifted enough to have a shot at success.
Every time I said this woman's name, I got a terrific round of applause. Her name is Beyonce Knowles.
Beyonce said, "My main accomplishment is achieving peace and happiness. Sometimes you think it's success and you think it's being a big star, but I want respect and I want friendship and love and laughter, and I want to grow." In 1990, at the age of 9, Beyonce auditioned for a singing group called Girls Time. She won a spot with the group and began performing with them at local events. The group included Beyonce, Tamar Davis, Kelly Rowland, Lativia Robinson, Nikki Taylor, and Nina Taylor. 2 years later, they performed on a national television show called Star Search.
The hip-hop rapping Girls Time.
One, two, check. Yeah, JT in the house with a brand new slam. I got secrets, but I ain't gonna tell ya unless you promise me.
They found their stars, but unfortunately, the girls did not win.
Champion Skeleton Crew, 4 stars. A perfect score. The challenger needs 3 stars.
You did Star Search too as a kid.
Yeah, around that time. We were 9 years old, and we lost, and we got 3.5 stars.
The loss prompted the girls to work intensely harder and improve their dancing and singing skills. They also performed once a week during the school year and twice during the summer. In 1999, Silent Partner Productions offered Girls Time its first contract when most of the girls were only 14 years old. And in 1996, Columbia Records signed Girls Time, promptly renaming them as Destiny's Child.
Hi, my name is Beyonce. I'm 16 years old. I just turned 16 about 4 or 5 days ago. My birthday is September 4th, 1981. I'm a Virgo. For my birthday, I got my belly buttons pierced. What I do in the group, I'm the lead singer, and my role in the group, my personality of the group is the serious one, the mother of the group, the one who try to get everybody in line.
And finally, the most successful and iconic girl group was born, Destiny's Child. After years of performing, they finally got signed to Columbia Records, and with the new name, they started recording the song Killing Time.
I don't mind the waiting as long as there's humanity.
The song was for the blockbuster hit Men in Black. Soon they began working on their first album. In 1998, they released their first lead single, No, No, No. They found a huge audience, quickly selling over 1 million copies and reaching the top of the R&B charts. In 1998, February 17th, they released their self-titled debut album, Destiny's Child. While the album was not a smash hit, the album performed well overall, selling enough to encourage the girls to return to the studio for their second album.
Tell us about the album. It's dropping, hey?
Yes, the album is out now. It's called The Writings on the Wall. It has a great number of producers on there. And Beyonce produced on this album, and the rest of us got a chance to write. So this album is a lot different from the last album. It's more mature.
Writings on the Wall was released July 14th in 1999.
The Writings on the Wall, now double platinum. 2 Grammy nominations, 2 #1 hits, Bills, 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 and Bugaboo.
After the release of the first Destiny's Child's album, the group was among many all-female R&B groups jockeying for success. But with the Writings on the Wall, they shot to superstardom. The first track on the album, Bills, 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 hit #1 on the R&B charts and on the pop charts. Another popular song, Say My Name, performed even better, and in the 2000s, Destiny's Child won 2 Grammy Awards.
Say my name, Destiny's Child. Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name.
Y'all notice how it's only 3 of them? Yeah, let's get into it. So, although they were enjoying their newfound success, it was not enough to keep the group together. Problems concerning money and decision-making powers drove them apart, and Robertson and Luckett left the Destiny's Child. I don't think I said her name right. I feel like girl groups with the lead singer tend to have types of tension anyway. They could see it on camera, especially because who was managing them? Beyonce's father. And actually, those members that left ended up filing a lawsuit for him because of favoritism and financial conflict. So now we have the new group, which is Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle. Michelle was introduced to Kelly and Beyonce during an interaction at a hotel.
We never split up. We just basically replaced 2 members with 1 member. And it was basically just in God's plan. Yeah. For whatever reasons, it happened, and it happened for a good reason because the group has improved so much.
Whether it's because of her father or because of her own talent and ambition, Beyonce has emerged as the group's most visible member. But let's be honest, my girl is extra. She wanted the spot. For Destiny's Child's third album, Survivor, she took an unexpected role in writing and producing, and increased her involvement paid off. When the album came out in the spring of 2001, it shot straight to #1 on the Billboard 200 album charts. They spawned 2 hits with the title track Survivor and with Bootylicious, winning another Grammy Award. In 2002, Destiny's Child announced their hiatus and stated that each member would pursue their own solo projects. Kelly's first solo album, being Simply Deep, released October 22nd, 2002. Michelle's, being Heart to Yours, released on April 16th, 2002. She was the first member to drop her solo album. And Beyonce...
1, 2, 3, 4.
Before we jump into the Dangerously in Love era, I just wanted to say that technically Crazy in Love is not her first solo debut single. Beyonce debuted on the big screen starring in a comedy film, Austin Powers and Goldmember, and recorded her debut single Work It Out, which is really underrated, and it is featured on the soundtrack to the film.
How you doing, honey, baby? I know I don't ask for much, but
For girls spending time alone can be pretty rough.
In August 2002, although it's not a solo record, she collaborated with her then boyfriend Jay-Z as a feature vocalist on the song 03, Bonnie and Clyde. And we will come back around with Jay-Z. The single earned Beyonce credibility and paved the way for her release of the album. Beyonce also starred in a hip opera called Carmen, which was majority rapping.
My gang made them forfeit, slicker than a porpoise and thicker than the horses.
And at this time, she also starred in The Fighting Temptations and recorded another solo single, Summertime, with Diddy. But, you know, we just ignore him. He was literally everywhere at that time, and I don't know if people knew what he was doing. So now continuing into the Dangerously in Love era. June 20th in 2003, Dangerously in Love was released with the list of impressive collaborators including Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, Sean Paul, and others. Beyonce used the album to display a side of herself not previously seen by the Destiny Child fans.
I'm 21 now, and I wanted to make that statement, but in a very classy way.
More mature, more adventurous, and with songs like Naughty Girl and Baby Boy more sensual. The breakout single Crazy in Love, peppered by the airwaves, becoming a huge summer hit in 2003. Since Jay-Z was on the song and it was a song about basically falling in love, there was speculation that they were dating, but ultimately they kept their relationship under wraps. She performed the hit at the BET Awards, and this was her first time performing solo, her own music. Entertainment Weekly's Nancy Miller praised Beyonce for exploring a variety of styles on her solo outing, rather than simply continue in Destiny Child's mode. Beyonce birthed continuous hip-hop dance tracks, 70s R&B flavored jams, and beautiful ballads. The album sold close to 3 million copies in the United States in its first 6 months. She was a smash hit overseas as well. With both Crazy in Love single and the album reaching the top of the Billboard's European sales charts, Beyonce won a ton of awards. She was also literally everywhere performing Crazy in Love. Like, that's some marketing. Y'all would be sick of her if it was today. Not only did she go to the Grammys and perform with Prince, the Prince, but she also won a Grammy that night, her first Grammy by herself.
Dangerously in Love, Beyonce!
Beyonce, come on down!
Wow.
Dangerously in Love. And actually, I wrote the song about, 3 years ago? I always liked that title because sometimes when you fall in love, it's a little dangerous.
I do hope to tour solo. Hopefully it'll be next summer, and then I want to go outside of America and tour. So I hopefully will do a tour before Destiny's Child does another album.
And that she did. Her first solo tour with many more to come. Her Dangerously in Love tour started November 3rd and ended November 19th in 2003. Very short. Although the tour was meant to showcase Dangerously in Love, she also did songs from Destiny's Child and songs from her films that she was featured in. The stage was simple and featured a large LED screen in the back that displays video images of Beyonce and her dancers, images from her music videos too, and some pre-recorded images. Beyonce's performance at the Wembley Arena in London was filmed and later released on the video album.
Well, this is my very first tour as a solo artist, and I'm very happy to share this wonderful experience with y'all tonight in London.
They are reuniting right here on the Oprah Show.
It's amazing. A lot of people said that, you know, we wouldn't do it after our solo success, but we're friends first, we're sisters, and we love each other, we're loyal.
After a 3-year hiatus, Destiny's Child reunited for their final album, Destiny's Fulfilled. Beyonce had written most of the group's earlier material, But this album represented a more balanced work because each member of the group contributed to the songwriting and production process. They all reunited in the summer of 2004 to start the recording. They recorded this album during a 3-week period. The group decided to focus on mid-tempo songs and a few dance tracks and ballads. Beyonce elaborated, "We wanted to make sure that the songs would be something that we were proud of. She wanted it to be something that people could feel an emotion to."
I know that I made a commitment to do this record, and I think we were all excited and curious to see what it would sound like now that we had our time apart. When we finished it, I think we all were just like, oh my God, this is the beginning of Destiny Fulfilled.
And we recorded the songs just like we're sitting here.
It was released by Columbia Records on November 10th, 2004. It produced 4 singles. Lose My Breath and Soldier both peaked at the number 3 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and achieved widespread international commercial success. Girl peaked at number 23. Meanwhile, Cater to You peaked at number 14. Destiny's Fulfilled was released to positive reviews among critics. The album reached number 2 on the US Billboard 200. As a part of the album's promotion, the group embarked on the Destiny's Fulfilled and Loving It tour. On the tour, they had a section where they even did their own solo songs, which on that tour is when they announced their disbandment.
We don't like the word breakup. It sounds really sad. We like to say that it's the end of a chapter in our lives.
They plan to part ways after their 14-year career as a group to continue to pursue their own individual aspirations. Their destinies was already fulfilled, and they were known as one of the greatest girl groups of all time. They also dropped the Christmas album in 2001. I forgot to mention that.
To the left, to the left. I'ma be like a Jolly Rancher that you get from the corner store. You know I hate sleeping alone. Bring me along. To play my part and let you take the lead, won't believe me. If I be talking, stop and check on me.
B-Day.
On September 4th, 2006, to coincide with her 25th birthday, which is actually today at the time of my recording, so happy birthday, B-Day was released. It became Beyonce's consecutive #1 album in the United States. The album's lead single, Deja Vu, featuring Jay-Z, reached top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. The second international single, Irreplaceable, was a commercial success worldwide. B-Day also produced 3 other singles, Ring the Alarm, Get Me Bodied, and Green Light. She worked on this album over a 3-week period. It only took 3 weeks.
I was doing a film, Dreamgirls, for 6 months, and I did not allow myself studio time. And I said, I'm not gonna be Beyonce the celebrity for this time because I don't want to get confused with this character because she's a singer and she's very, very different from me, but I wanted to make sure I stay focused, with this movie. I had so many songs and so many concepts bottled up inside, being away from performing and singing for 6 months, that while I was on my vacation, I told everyone, please let me go away and relax and get my mind back. And while I was there, I couldn't relax. So I said, well, I'm coming back to New York. I'm gonna be down the street from Sony Studios. I might as well just sneak over there and just play. So I called the producers that I was gonna work with the next year, and we were all in the zone. So we did 3 songs a day, and I didn't want to go home. And every morning I was like, oh God, I want to get back in the studio. I just wanted to be in the studio. It felt so good.
The studio time was originally scheduled for 3 weeks, but they ended up finishing it in 2, which is insane. But what's even more insane was the performances for the album, like the Ring the Alarm performance at the VMAs, and an even more notable performance that people seem to reference a lot because of her stamina, her voice, and her dancing, on the ground shaking, singing Heavenly, was the BET performance of Deja Vu. The B-Day era is also known for its bold style and high fashion looks. Another thing that was managed to get done in about 2 weeks was shooting 13 music videos for the album.
I had this bright idea to do a music video album. I had 2 weeks to do 8 videos. It's crazy. I was so lucky to have the best hair, the best makeup, the best wardrobe, the best directors, and we all worked so hard. We worked 18-hour days nonstop. I've never worked so hard in my life because I have some hustlers, I have passionate people, I have talented people around me. We were able to pull this off. There were certain moments where I was so exhausted I could barely speak, and I didn't think about anything but videos, and I tried to be as focused as I could, and I tried to just grind it out. And not only did I do it, the whole team did. We were working 18-hour days, went to sleep for 2 or 3 hours, went back on the set. I swear, I mean, I've been doing this for almost 10 years and I've done a lot of crazy things, but the idea sounded great, but actually having to execute it, I wanted to kill myself. Like, what am I trying to do?
The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and went multi-platinum. It was nominated for 5 Grammy Awards, including Best Contemporary R&B Album, Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for Ring the Alarm, and more. Unfortunately, and weirdly enough, she did not get any Grammys, but she got some BET Awards. On the same year, but Christmas Day, Dreamgirls was finally released. To promote the film, Beyonce released Listen as the lead single from the soundtrack album. And to finally promote the album some more, she embarked on
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to be entertained?
The Beyonce Experience is the second solo tour of Beyonce. The tour kicked off on April 10th at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo. Japan was the first leg. The second leg was in Australia before moving on to the third leg in Europe. She performed to her biggest crowd in Europe, to 21,000 at the sold-out Men Arena. The third leg ended with 2 dates at the Point of Dublin. The US leg of the tour began in July 6th at the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans. The final leg of the tour in East Asia/Korea. It had 97 shows. The show featured Beyonce, her dancers, her 3 backup singers being called the Mamas, and an entire female band. The set list of the show included many songs from B-Day, Dangerously in Love, and Destiny Child songs. The stage set featured large disco balls hanging from the ceiling and color-changing stairs. For the wardrobe of the tour, she collaborated with multiple designers. Costumes consisted of silvery and sparkly dresses, which earned praise from fashion critics. The tour received positive reviews from music critics who praised Beyonce for her ability to still sing live, dance in high heels, execute complex choreography, and still have high energy on the stage. We got a few iconic moments and some of my favorite moments from this tour, and this was the first tour that I ever brought. She even did her own covers of other artists' songs on the stage.
Who do you think you are? That makes me crazy.
Running around on the stage, hooting and hollering. Having a battle with the instruments and somehow winning. And of course her dancing skills were praised as well. Also her theatrics, like coming out of this. A few accidents did occur. Pyro that was meant for the stage injured 2 fans in the audience, and Beyonce did fall down the stairs during Ring the Alarm. It's so funny she pretended like she didn't take a whole tumble, but you know what, that's professional energy right there. Also had a wardrobe malfunction, but overall the tour was a success and definitely opened people's eyes to Beyonce. This is when the performer side was definitely coming out.
Now put your hands up.
Beyonce's third studio album, I Am Sasha Fierce, was released November 12, 2008. I'ma say that this is the album and the era where Beyonce became a legend. Simple as that. Even though this is probably my least favorite album from her personally. It was met with mixed reviews from the music critics, but it sold 482,000 copies in the first week, debuting at the top of the Billboard 200 charts, giving Beyonce her third consecutive #1 album in the US.
I'm a human being, I cry. I'm actually extremely sensitive, and my feelings get hurt, and I get scared, I get nervous, just like everyone else. And I wanted to show that on this album.
I decided to split the album into two because I realized it sounded like two different bodies of work, and I wanted them both to be cohesive.
The first disc focuses on slow and mid-tempo pop and R&B ballads, while the second, the side I favor, focuses on more up-tempo beats and blends with electro-pop elements. So basically one side is Beyonce and her more personal side, while the other is Sasha Fierce.
Like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different. It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
Sasha Fierce is kind of my alter ego on the stage, and it's like crazy in love and the really sexy, fun, high fashion.
People took that so out of context. Like, come on, black people.
You know, black people. No!
I understand if it was like Kanye West or somebody, but Beyonce, just because she's saying that she has an alter ego when she gets on the stage, which is basically called adrenaline. Like, y'all really thought she was drinking blood because of this? Y'all might call me demonic too, because I was nervous as I don't know what before I got up on the stage, and I didn't want to give a bad performance, so my adrenaline was up and I started performing like Jay-Z. It came out of nowhere. But anyway, I digress. The album featured her fourth UK #1 single, If I Were a Boy. Halo achieved the accomplishment of becoming her longest running Hot 100 single in her career. The song helped Beyonce attain more top 10 singles on the list than any other woman during the 2000s. But her #1 song, Single Ladies, left an impact.
All the single ladies, now put your hands up.
The song was about, of course, single women and putting a ring on it. The music video was simple: a white background, a black leotard, 2 backup dancers with her dancing in a dream. And I believe it was taken in 1 take, which is crazy but believable because she's been rehearsing a lot. People did claim that she stole the dance, even though she wasn't the choreographer, from these 3 white women from the 60s. But the choreographer from the 3 white women, Bob Fosse' wife, was her inspiration, and she credited him after the video came out.
3 ladies, and one of them is Bob Fosse's wife, who's this choreographer, and they're doing Walk It Out. They put Walk It Out to the music. It's from like the 60s, and it's 1 take, and it's black and white. And I thought, wow, how amazing would that be now? Because the videos have so many different cuts and different takes. Just to see a non-stop dance video, 1 take all the way through.
That's what makes Beyonce such a great artist though. She takes inspiration, or what some like to say steal, and still give credit, and she turns it into her own. But anyway, the song and particularly its music video have been widely parodied and imitated. Several notable artists have performed cover versions. They even did a skit on Saturday Night Live featuring Beyonce about it. The song and video gave Beyonce such a weird night at the VMAs. Not only did she perform the song, which I think this is her best performance of the song, but she was nominated for multiple awards, including Best Female Video Award, but Taylor Swift won. And then this happened.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
I mean, he didn't have to say it on stage like that, but he not wrong. But of course, when Beyonce won her award, she gave Taylor time to speak.
I think when Beyonce said your name, did you have any idea she was going to do that? You know, they told me to be ready just in case.
Not to mention, she also tried to hold Lil Mama back from going on stage with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, but that did not work. But let's get back to the album. This album got her a nomination of 6 Grammy Awards, winning 5. She broke the record for the most awards won by a female artist that night. That was in 2010 though. Another thing that happened in this era was her movie Cadillac Records. It was released December 5th, and some people say that this might be her best acting yet.
Please, can I have a bottle of gin? Gin? Can I get a fucking bottle of gin?
The I Am Sasha Fierce Deluxe Edition was reissued in the United States on November 23rd, 2009, including tracks like Poison, Video Phone Remix featuring Lady Gaga, Ego, and other tracks. Beyonce also collaborated with Lady Gaga on her iconic track, Telephone. And of course, Beyonce couldn't do an album without a tour.
I'm in my favorite place in the world right now, which is my home. I'm so excited because I'm about to go on my world tour. But it's bittersweet because I love my home and I know I'm gonna miss it. So tonight I better sleep like a baby. Because tomorrow I am Sasha Fierce. But I think I'm gonna be gone so long, it might be wise to start being Sasha Fierce tonight.
I Am Tour, also known as the I Am World Tour, was Beyonce's 4th concert tour, consisting of 110 shows across 6 continents, 2 months of preparation for the tour to begin, 8 months prior to its announcement. With daily 12-hour rehearsals, tour was announced in October 2008 and began March 2005.
The concept of the show is a bit of a battle between me and Sasha Fierce. I wanted the show to feel like a woman. You know, we have all different sides to us, and sometimes you want to be sexy and dance, and sometimes you have emotion and you want to express that. After you get the band together, after you get the set list together, after you hire the dancers, after you find the choreography and tune the choreography, the next step is the production. We discussed who Sasha Fierce was.
As we know, the reaction is very important. Right. Exactly. Everybody wants to know who is Sasha Fierce.
It was also really important that people saw me.
This tour was her best at the time and the most theatrical of all of her tours. The show featured 2 stages, the primary performance stage and the smaller B stage. She still had her all-female band and the Sugar Mamas, the backup singers, a large video screen of course. Chris March made the costumes usable and wearable for the stage and helped in construction. For the ballad performances, Beyonce wore glamorous dresses. For the up-tempo songs, more makeup was applied and more revealing outfits were worn. The fashion, as well as Beyonce's look and overall physique, received notable praise from critics and fans.
We had to adapt the clothes for the stage. That's when my mother is a genius.
For the actual show of it, it was an absolute masterpiece. She had so much energy and just so much to give. I don't know! She even stage dive, she's flying, she's touching bald men's head. She was doing a whole lot. She even had a malfunction with the lights. She was touring everywhere. She did 110 shows, mind you, so it was really taking a physical and mental toll on her. Missing her home and her now husband, Jay-Z.
On my way to the Russia. I am in Indonesia. I go to the Philippines. I've been having a hard time sleeping. 7 a.m. and I've been up for about 2 hours. I landed and did a show. And I had 3 shows in a row in my day off. I had to go into the studio. Yesterday was another show. As soon as I got off of the stage, I had to get on a train. I've been getting until 1 in the morning. It's going to be like almost 9 days without resting my voice and my body and my mind. And I'm just really upset that I don't have anyone that's concerned about my body and my well-being.
Beyonce's idol and our idol, Michael Jackson, also unfortunately passed away June 25th while she was on tour.
Oh my God, don't get me started on Michael. I have been a fan of Michael Jackson since I was a baby. Hi.
Hi, Beyonce.
How you doing?
Oh, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
The entire tour was commercially successful, grossing $86 million from the first 93 shows in total. And both of the albums that were recorded were released as live albums. But after this, Beyonce wanted a break. Hey there, quick intermission. Do you like Beyonce? If you don't, I don't know why you're here. You do? Great. If you like Beyonce, then you'll like me. You wanna know why? Can I sing? No. Can I dance? Not as good as her. Do I rap? Yes, do that very well. I have examples like my Did It First remix.
Hoes get spit with toothpaste in their mouth, there's no benefit of the doubt. They on tip, but they say this like, come on, you can figure it out.
Caught.
They faking who they are, and I'm finding it, that's the difference. So brave and seeing visions by giving permissions.
I also rapped on one of her songs.
I'ma be petty, I'm taking these beats like I'm selfish, since people think that I'm vegan. Everything good must.
If you like Beyonce, then you'll like me. Go check it out.
My life was award shows and tour buses and hotels, and kind of goes by so fast.
What a crowd, what a crowd. Tired?
No, I'm good. I can run a couple miles. Really need to live your life and open your eyes, and you don't want to wake up with no memories.
During her break, she also had to make a creative and very important decision for her career.
As far back as I can remember, I was a performer. But now that I'm older, there are things that I want to say in my art. But that meant I had to make a very tough decision. I've been managed by my father for a very long time, and a real change meant separating from him. It was scary, but it empowered me. And I wasn't gonna let fear stop me.
My plans for the future, I did produce on some of the album. I do plan on producing, and I plan on, in the future, hopefully getting my own record company and my own production company, managing like my dad.
Beyonce formed her own entertainment and management company in 2010. However, it was funded in 2008, with the first release being the movie Cadillac Records.
I booked the studio myself and paid for the studio myself, and I had fun. I just did whatever I wanted to do.
Four is Beyonce's fifth solo album. No, I'm just playing fourth album. Released June 24th, 2011. The first album Beyonce released without her father being her manager. Upon its release, Four received mostly positive reviews from critics, who viewed it as a progression from Beyonce's previous albums and commended its mid-tempo musical style, understated production, and her vocal performance. The album debuted at number 1 in approximately 20 countries, including the United States, with 310,000 units sold in the first week. She was inspired to create a record with traditional rhythm and blues that stood apart from her contemporary pop, developing diverse vocal styles and influences from funk, hip-hop, and soul music.
I said, okay, I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna bring R&B music back, and I'm gonna add bridges to songs and chord changes, and I'm gonna sing about love, and I'm gonna do the opposite of what I thought I was gonna do. I'm not gonna try to be cool. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be passionate. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna sing from my heart. I'm gonna be gravelly and growl and scream and, you know. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
On her website, she wrote, "The album is definitely an evolution. It's bolder than the music on my previous albums because I'm bolder. The more mature I become and the more life experiences I have, the more I have to talk about. I really focus on songs being classics, songs that would last, songs I could sing when I'm 40 and when I'm 60. She wanted to make pure, autistic music rather than focusing on what's already out."
4 is the title because it's my favorite number since I was a kid. It's the number of my birthday, September 4th, my mother's birthday, January 4th, my husband's birthday, December 4th, the anniversary of my wedding.
During her hiatus, the alter ego Sasha Fierce is officially dead, as she felt she can now merge the two personalities. The lead single from the project, Run the World Girls, was made available worldwide on April 21st, 2011. May 18th, the iconic music video was released.
I saw this YouTube clip maybe about a year ago, and I held on to that, and I said, okay, for my next project, when I do up-tempos, that's how I want to dance. We've been working a month on this reference for these African guys that are amazing. I said, I have to have those young guys fly, and they have to teach us the choreography. Let's get the guys out. We don't have time to wait for the guys. Until the guys get here, work on some army stuff.
Not only did the guys flew over and taught them the choreography, and she got it, but they made a cameo in the music video.
I am a workaholic, and I don't believe in no. I
I need to sleep.
Subsequently, 1+1 was debuted as the promotional single. Best Thing I Never Had was released on June the 1st, 2011 as the album's second single. She performed Run the World Girls at the Billboard Music Awards.
It's 3:30 in the morning and I was feeling really nauseous. And I just had a feeling last week that something was going on. So I had Melissa go and give me some pregnancy tests and I found out that I am with child. I flew back to New York to get my checkup and no heartbeat. Literally the week before I went to the doctor, everything was fine, but there was no heartbeat. I went into the studio and wrote the saddest song I've ever written in my life.
That song was actually the first song that was recorded for this album, unfortunately. Beyonce made several appearances on television and in live shows to promote For, and on June 26, she was the closing act for the 2011 Glastonbury Festival in the United Kingdom. She was also the first solo female artist to headline the Pyramid stage in more than 25 years. From August 16th to 19th, she held the 4 Intimate Nights with Beyonce concerts at the Roland Ballroom to a standing room-only audience. And also, the Live at Roseland Elements of 4 DVD was released November. She also released 2 documentaries that captures the making and the process of 4, which is where I'm getting this information from, so go watch it, both. As you notice, there is no tour for this album, probably because of her break that she was still mentally in. So from now and then, she was just doing performances, including the 2011 VMA Awards, where she announced something huge.
Feel the love that's growing inside of me. Hey, hey, woo! Bring the beat in. Hey. You're the one I always call. When I meet you, baby, everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top.
I felt the baby kick for the first time. Made me cry. Kicked 5 times.
This is my belly. I am 20 weeks and I have the MTV Awards coming up. And as you can see, little Plum Plum is ready for the world to know that he or she is here.
Beyonce announced at the award show that she was pregnant with her first child, who we know as Blue Ivy, or her manager. Of course, people had their thoughts and rumors, which were crazy.
Beyonce has hired a surrogate mother to carry her Jay-Z's child. Beyonce's gonna use a surrogate so she can maintain her body?
There's a stupid rumor. It's actually the most ridiculous rumor I think I've ever had. But there are actually a lot of people that believe this rumor. And it's crazy.
I literally cannot imagine how she felt seeing that when she unfortunately had a miscarriage. But overall, what mattered was the baby was healthy. And it's crazy that she did so much performances, gave so much energy while doing them, while carrying a child. Just shows how powerful women are, not just her. Beyonce was now a mother.
The Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show starts right now.
Superdome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get it.
So crazy right now.
On October 16th, 2012, Beyonce was announced as the 2013's halftime show act. Beyonce made the announcement on her website prior to the NFL's confirmation by posting an image on her face with the date of the game. If you don't know what the Super Bowl is, it's basically a huge football game. But the Super Bowl halftime show is a live performance during the break between the second and third quarters of the game. It started pretty basic with just marching band performances, but it has evolved into a massive events concert featuring legends and top artists at the time, like Prince, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. It has a lot of eyes on you, so you see how much of an impact it can do for your career. On February 3rd, 2013, at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Beyonce did the Super Bowl halftime show. It was live in the US by CBS, and it was critically acclaimed, becoming the then most second-watched Super Bowl halftime show in history with over 100 million viewers, behind the previous year's Super Bowl halftime show, Madonna. Not only was her energy and the band and dancers' energy exhilarating on the stage, but she even reunited Destiny's Child. She had a set list of Run the World Girls, Love on Top, Crazy in Love, End of Time, Baby Boy, Bootylicious, Independent Woman Part 1, Single Ladies, and ending it off with Halo. I would say that this is a once-in-a-life opportunity, but knowing Beyonce, no it's not. And it wasn't.
The one thing that jumped out to me about Beyonce's performance was just how athletic she is. She's singing, she's running, she's twerking, she's dancing, she's doing it all. It was all estrogen, girl power all the way.
It's an event that families come together and watch, and I knew I had to make the best of the moment, and I wanted it to be something iconic and something that people will never forget.
It was noted as one of the greatest halftime shows of all time. But at the end of the year, she dropped an album out of nowhere.
Beyonce, the superstar, dropping a brand new album overnight, taking her fans and the music world quite by surprise.
Like Beyonce couldn't be more of a legend, she decided to drop a random album. Beyonce's 5th studio album, self-titled Beyonce, was released on December 13th with no promotion. The album was described as a visual experience due to every song on the album having its own music video.
I don't want anybody to give the message when my record is coming out. I just want this to come out when it's ready, and from me to my fans. I told my team I want to shoot a video for every song and put them all out at the same time. Everyone thought I was crazy, but we're actually doing it.
The lyrics on the album are much more darker than the previous records, including themes as sexuality, feminism, motherhood, and more.
Because I was spending so much time being a mother, I would take a few hours out of the day and record. I was this woman, this mother, trying to get my focus and my dreams and myself back. And, you know, recording this album was such an outlet for me to kind of escape.
The album was unexpectedly released on December 13th in 2013 in digital formats on iTunes stores with no promotion or announcement, causing a historical reaction to the public.
Wait a minute! Wait, I'm sorry. I think Beyonce just released an album on iTunes.
What? Whoa!
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So Matt just found out that Beyonce just released a new album.
What is happening? Do you see this list? Do you see this camera? There's a video for every song.
It debuted at the top of the Billboard 200 with 617,000 with only 3 days of tracking and over 1 million with 6 days, giving her her 5th consecutive #1 album. It sold over 800,000 copies worldwide in 3 days, becoming the fastest selling album in iTunes Store's history. As always, it received positive reviews from music critics who praised its production, themes, and Beyonce's vocals.
You know, there's songs like Partition. I hear this beat. I didn't have a pen and paper. I got to the mic, I'm like, oh, press record. Drive and roll up the partition, please. I don't need you seeing BB on her knees. And I was so embarrassed after I recorded the song because I'm just talking shit.
In March 2013, a 2-part hip-hop track titled Bow Down / I've Been On was released onto Beyonce's SoundCloud. This was before the album was released, and it was later featured part of it on Flawless, so it was kind of a hype there. And it pissed the girls off.
The reason I put out Bow Down is because I woke up, I went into the studio, I had a chant in my head. It was aggressive, it was angry. It wasn't the Beyonce that wakes up every morning. It was the Beyonce that was angry. And I listened to it after I finished and I said, this is hot. I'm gonna put it out. I'm not gonna sell it, I'm gonna just put it out.
Bow Down, and it's caused some controversy over what some fans are saying. It's just very offensive.
I mean, listen to the song. I liked it, I love Beyonce, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting thoughts in her head.
Singer Keisha Cole tweeting, first, women need to stick together. Now, B-words better bow.
I've Been On makes that prominent use of pitch distorted vocal as a homage to the Houston hip-hop scene. But with the release of the song Flawless, which the song appeared on, it was intended as a statement for female empowerment. It has sold 12 million copies worldwide, and it's credited for changing the day that music released from Monday to Friday. Crazy. This is also Beyonce's first album where she's very explicit, very sexually open, and proud of it.
I was very aware of the fact that I was showing my body. I was 195 pounds when I gave birth.
I lost 65 pounds. I worked crazily to get my body back. I wanted to show my body.
I know finding my sensuality, getting back into my body, being proud of growing up. It was important to me that I expressed that in this music because I know that there's so many women that feel the same thing after they give birth. I don't at all have any shame about being sexual because I do believe that sexuality is a power that we all have.
This is honestly like top 3 one of my favorite Beyonce albums. 5 songs were released as singles: Blow, XO, Drunken Love, Partition, and Pretty Hurts. Drunken Love reached number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100. The album was reissued as a platinum edition on November 24th, 2014, where remixes on the songs like Blow and Flawless with Kanye West and Nicki Minaj were released, and the iconic track 7-Eleven, and more. Time named Beyonce as one of the most influential people of 2014 due to the album release. Beyonce shattered the music industry rules and record sales. The album was also supported by the Mrs. Carter Show World Tour. And the Jay-Z co-headlining on the Run Tour. Okay, before researching, I was always confused with these tours, but pretty much to confirm it, Beyonce went on 2 different tours through 2014. First, it was the solo tour, and then it was the one with her husband. The Miss Carter Show World Tour was the 5th concert by Beyonce. Following her Super Bowl halftime show, tours were announced in Europe and North America. The tour contained 7 legs and 132 shows. It is her most expansive tour to date. The tour featured royal themes with Beyonce representing different queens through her fashion, for which she collaborated with numerous designers and fashion houses. It began on April 15, 2013 and concluded on March 27, 2014. The setlist in the 2013 shows included songs from all 4 of her albums and also promoting her 4th album more because she didn't go on tour. After the release of her self-titled album, the 2014 shows were changed to incorporate tracks from the album. Seems like the length changed from 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours because of the added tracks. The tour was highly praised by music critics who praised Beyonce for her energetic performances, dancing, and vocal abilities. As always, nothing new. The show was directed and choreographed by Frank Gatson Jr. Can't be Beyonce without controversy, so tour title refers to her marriage with Jay-Z. When the tour was announced with the title, Beyonce was criticized by several critics and feminists alike for entitling it after her husband's name, as she's been regarded as a feminist. I don't really see the problem with it. I mean, she married the guy, they love each other, like, okay. With the interview with Vogue, Beyonce described herself as a modern-day feminist, and further spoke about her decision to reference her husband's name. I feel like Mrs. Carter is who I am, but more bold and fearless than I've ever been. It comes from knowing my purpose and really meeting myself once I saw my child. The tour grossed over $180 million in 2013, and the 2014 shows grossed $41 million. Bringing the tour's totals together, this made the World Tour the highest grossing female and solo tour of 2013. The On the Run Tour is a co-headlining stadium tour by Beyonce and Jay-Z. The tour followed shortly after the completion of both of their own solo tours. The tour name is inspired by the duo's 2013 song Part 2, On the Run. The official tour poster features Beyonce and Jay-Z wearing black ski masks, a nod to their 2001 single together, Bonnie and Clyde. To promote the tour, a fake movie trailer video titled Run premiered in May 2014. The video is filled with multiple celebrity cameos and features the couple in a Bonnie and Clyde style, action and gun-packed situations. The tour itself was noted to follow the same theme throughout. It started June 25, 2014 and ended September 13, 2014, with a number of 21 shows. Due to the large demand and tickets selling out in minutes in multiple locations, extra tour dates were added than attended. Commercially, the tour was a success, grossing over $100 million in the first 19 North America shows alone.
It sets them up like, oh, this is different. This is something we got to pay attention to. We got to take in all the elements that exist. It's not just music.
How long are we running right now?
2.5.
If that's the case, I think we're
Pretty good.
We gotta get it to 2.5.
On September 20th, 2014, airing on the U.S. television network HBO, was the 2 film concerts in Paris, France, where the tour concluded. On those 2 final shows, the rapper Nicki Minaj joined Beyonce to perform the Flawless remix. If only that girl wasn't on crack, man. Okay, this is not a part of either tours, but on August 24th, 2014, Beyonce received the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award at the 2014 MTV Video Music Awards. In case you don't know, the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award is a merit given to musicians, music video directors at the MTV Awards. It is presented by MTV for outstanding contributions and profound impact on music videos and pop culture. In 1999, the award was renamed after Michael Jackson, who had previously won the award in 1988. Not only did she win the award, but she showed us proof on why she getting it. She gave us a 14-minute performance, and it was a medley of only her songs from her self-titled album. By winning the award, Beyonce was the second Black woman to receive the Video Vanguard Award, aside Janet Jackson.
I'm so full. Thank you. I have nothing to say, but I'm filled with so much gratitude. I just thank God for this moment. I love y'all so much. Blue Blue, I love you. My beloved, I love you. My fans, I love you. MTV, I love you. Good night.
Bitch, I'm back. How popular the man.
Formation. The song was surprise released on February 6, 2016. The music video for the song premiered on the same day itself as an unlisted video on YouTube, meaning this prevented the music video from being accessed by a simple search, with the viewers needing to access the video through her website. The video caused controversy from conservative figures, law enforcement, organizations, and everybody that hates Black people. At the time, Black Lives Matter was beginning to rise. Black Lives Matter is a political and social movement that aims to highlight racism, discrimination, and racial inequality experienced by Black people. The movement actually began in 2013 in response to the killings of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, and more. But of course, it was seen as problematic and controversial, even now, because why does Black Lives Matter and other ones don't, even though that's not what they're saying? Formation is a trap bounce song in which Beyonce celebrates her culture, identity, and success as a Black woman from the southern United States. And the very next day, she went public with it. Super Bowl 50 halftime show took place on February 7, 2016. It was headlined by the British rock band Coldplay, who called not only Bruno Mars but Beyonce up as a special surprise guest, where she performed Formation and killed it. With over 115 million viewers, it was the most watched halftime set by a group. She was both praised and criticized over her Formation and the Black Panther influenced costume for her Super Bowl performance. The Black Panther was a group funded in 1966 in Oakland, California for self-defense. It was the era's most influential Black power organization. Its members confronted politicians, changed the police, and protected Black citizens from brutality. Beyonce and her backup dancers acknowledged the political group that at the time was funded 50 years ago on one of the biggest stages ever. As a result of this, the hashtags boycott Beyonce and I stand with Beyonce began trending on social media platforms like Twitter. And Beyonce faced boycotts from police unions, like That Matters. A group of protesters planned to stage an anti-Beyonce rally outside of the NFL's headquarters in New York City. Okay. But on that day, no protesters showed up. Instead, it was actually a bunch of beehives. Yeah, pussies. But another thing that happened in the Super Bowl halftime show was the fact that people forgot that Coldplay was playing because Beyonce and Bruno Mars had to dance off. Immediately after the Super Bowl performance, the Formation Tour was announced, which means that we had an album on the way.
The most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. We just gotta let it be, 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 babe. This is your final warning. life. If you try this shit again, you won't lose your wife.
Let me hear you say.
Lemonade is the 6th studio album by Beyonce. It was released April 23rd, 2016, accompanied by a film with the same title on HBO. It is Beyonce's 2nd visual album, technically 3rd if you count B-Day, and another concept album, with the song cycle that relates to Beyonce's emotional journey after her husband's infidelity. Yes, Jay-Z cheated. Okay, but let's talk about it because what the hell? Okay, so the first thing that stood out to a lot of people about their relationship was the fact that Beyonce met him when she was 18 and he was in his 30s. Like, it wouldn't be a crazy age gap if she wasn't freshly 18 and now people are assuming that she's being groomed and all that. But now it's like the cheating question mark? The cheating rumors first speculated when there was a video of Solange, Beyonce, and Jay-Z all in the elevator at the 2014 Met Gala. And Solange is questionably kicking Jay-Z's ass, like literally. They did put out a statement kind of debunking it, so we never really know why she was attacking him. But that nigga cheated, so I mean, he said it himself and it's confirmed on the album, so either way, like, that whooping was probably needed. And a lot of people are confused and just angry with why Beyonce did it, which was getting back together with him, which I understand. I kind of am too, because, you know, he cheated. But if you look at it from their eyes, they right now have one child and they've been together for 20 years. It's gonna be hard to separate that, or at least hard for certain people. So I don't blame her for trying to keep things together and wanting things to work, because as Beyonce, you can find somebody, but you can't find like a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have trust issues because you're Beyonce. So I don't really blame her, but at the same time, more anger should be put on the man, because why did you cheat? There was no reason. You have Beyonce and you cheated, bro. Like, I'm confused. But back to Lemonade. So the album relates to Beyonce's emotional journey with Jay-Z cheating in a generational racial context. Basically the deepest and blackest album that she's had so far. If you want a deep dive on this album alone, then I recommend you watch this video. It is primarily an R&B album, but Lemonade also has a variety of genres, including reggae, blues, rock, hip-hop, country, that's a big one, and more. It features artists Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, Jack Black, and Jack White. When asked what she wanted to accomplish with the next phase of her career in an interview with Elle, Beyonce said, "I hope I can create art that helps people heal, art that makes people feel proud of their struggle. Everyone experiences pain, but sometimes you need to be uncomfortable to transform." The Lemonade film that was released April 23rd, 2016 on HBO is a 65-minute film by Beyonce to accompany the album. The film is divided into 11 chapters: intuition, denial, apathy, emptiness, accountability, reformation, forgiveness, restructuring, hope, and redemption. Another thing that was controversial about the album was this poem that she recited for the Hold Up video.
I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book. But
first of all, the poem wasn't written by her, but it was still a beautiful poem by Worcestershire. And since it's talking about the Bible and how she's plugging her holes, they took that literally. Don't be dumb. Some people don't know that Beyonce had a miscarriage, but she did have a miscarriage. That could mean that she just got cheated on. I mean, that could mean that she's being a holy woman. She's doing everything that she can, but something's still bad happening to her. Why is she questioning that her husband cheated on her? And why did her husband cheat on her? It's a lot of symbolism that people, it just don't click in they noggin. Of course, people are gonna think the darkest thing that they can. Beyonce performed another medley at the 2016 VMAs, only the Lemonade album this time. She won 8 awards to bring her career a total of 25 VMAs, overtaking Madonna's previous record of 20 awards, making her the artist with the most wins in the history of the award show. Oh my god, she's so cool. Supported by 5 singles, Formation, Sorry, Hold Up, Freedom, and All Night, Lemonade received widespread critical acclaim and is Beyonce's most acclaimed studio album. It debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, and it has sold over 10 million units worldwide. It is the first female album in history to have every song simultaneously chart on the Hot 100. She even showed up for the Country Music Awards to perform her country song Daddy Lessons on the album. The performance was great, but you know what? We'll get back to this. Let's move on to the Formation tour. The Formation World Tour is the 7th tour by Beyonce. The tour began April 27, 2016 and ending on October 7th. This was her first solo all-stadium tour and the first ever all-stadium tour by a female artist. The tour's production and staging consisted of a 60-foot tall rotating LED screen, also referenced as a monolith, a treadmill runway, and a secondary stage that stores and produces 2,000 gallons of water, which might have been on a different leg of the tour, also added with different songs because I couldn't see it with the first video I was watching. The theme of the tour was described as following the same chapters to Lemonade in the film, with the screen rotating and representing a new chapter of the show. Several music critics gave the show positive reviews, praising the production and Beyonce's performance, of course. One thing I would like to note is that she was very dancey in this tour, in my opinion. Like, did y'all see the Pop the Trunk choreography? Like, my girl was really getting it. The tour had a total of 49 sold-out shows, with a total mid-year worldwide gross of $137.3 million from the first 25 shows, including the $126.3 million from the first North American leg of the tour. In total, the tour grossed $256 million from the 49 shows. At the 27 Grammys, Beyonce performed 2 songs from the Lemonade album, Sandcastles and Love Drought, while also revealing that she was pregnant with twins. And leaning on this goddamn chair giving us anxiety with the twins. Lemonade was nominated for 9 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. It won Best Urban Contemporary Album and Best Music Video. Album of the Year did lose to Adele with her 25 album, but Adele actually ended up sharing the Grammy with Beyonce.
I can't possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental, Beyonce. It was so monumental and so beautiful and soul-bearing, and we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that.
Now get this, Beyonce is the most Grammy-nominated artist, and at the time, she has never won a single Album of the Year award, not even for her self-titled that basically shook up the whole game. But I did say at the time.
My intention for the film and album was to create a body of work that would give a voice to our pain, our struggles, our darkness, and our history, to confront issues that make us uncomfortable. And I feel it's vital that we learn from the past and recognize our tendencies to repeat our mistakes. Thank you again for honoring Lemonade. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you for tonight. This is incredible.
After Lemonade and the twins, she once again made history.
After Beyonce performed, after she done the dance, Coachella got to rename Coachella the Beachella. New name alert, Beachella.
Beachella was Beyonce's first headlining performance at Coachella. The performances took place April 14th and April 21st at the Coachella Valley and Music Arts in California. Beyonce became the first Black woman to headline the festival and received overwhelming critical acclaim. The entire performance included an ensemble of majorette dancers as well as her sister, husband, and Destiny's Child. The performances paid homage to HBCUs and Black feminism. On April 17th, 2019, she released a documentary titled Homecoming, a film by Beyonce, along a live album titled Homecoming, the Live Album. The film dives into the behind the scenes, the meaning, and the hard work put in to do the Coachella performance. Honestly, this film is what got me to do such a deep dive on Beyonce before even making this documentary. I knew a few Beyonce songs at the time, and one day I was bored. Well, now I'm doing this. This performance was literally right after having the twins. She got right back into rehearsal.
First combination.
First time back home on the stage after giving birth. I'm creating my own homecoming. There were days that I thought, I'd never be the same. I'd never be the same physically. My strength and endurance would never be the same.
Another thing that shows Beyonce's hard work and dedication is that she had to go on a crazy diet to lose weight. This diet was very controversial, and some people try to do it, but it's not for everybody.
In order for me to meet my goal, I'm limited limiting myself to no bread, no carbs, no sugar, no dairy, no meat, no fish, no alcohol. And I'm hungry. Just trying to figure out how to balance being a mother of a 6-year-old and twins that need me, and giving myself creatively and physically. It was a lot to juggle.
After watching this film and the performance, I don't understand why people think she's overrated now, but they haven't seen what I've seen, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. But I really recommend that you guys give it a watch. That's if you haven't seen it already. Actually, the most searched performance was Beyonce's Coachella performance. It was the most searched on Google in the last 25 years. Beyonce's performance received broad and positive reviews from both the film and concert. Many news articles claim Beyonce's performance is historic and prideful. It became the festival's most viewed performance to date and the most viewed live stream performance of all time, having 41 million viewers from around the world. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's no disrespect to these albums, but unfortunately I will be skipping over the Carter album and the Black King album. I just feel like these next two albums are really important and make a notable significance in her career. With the Carter and the Black is King, one is a soundtrack and one is some bops that she made with her husband. Renaissance is a completely different world though. Since there isn't a lot of visuals for Renaissance, I will be incorporating the tour too in this segment. But starting off, Beyonce began to tease a new album on June 7th, 2022 by removing her profile picture from all her social media platforms. 4 days later, the text, "What is B7?" appeared on the homepage of Beyonce's official website. Fans noticed that the website also had placeholders for her upcoming 7th and 8th studio albums, and it was finally released. Renaissance, the 7th studio album by Beyonce, was released July 29th, 2022, her first solo studio release since Lemonade in 2016. Upon the album's release, Beyonce posted a note on her website revealing that Renaissance is the first part of a 3-act project. The platinum certified lead single Break My Soul was released on June 20th. People hated it, but I loved it. I just have to make that clear. And reached #1 on several charts worldwide. This album rollout had more of a traditional style. Beyonce wrote and produced the album with other producers and writers, and collaborated with other artists like Beam, Grace Jones, and Tim's. This album was recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic, seeking to inspire joy and escapism in listeners who had experienced isolation, and to celebrate a club era in which marginalized people sought liberation through dance music. The album blends post-1970 black dance music styles such as disco and house, and pays homage to the black and queer pioneers of the genres. The album debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 charts, Beyonce's 7th album to do this, and is certified platinum. The album's second single, Cuff It, peaked in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and internationally. That song really got popular because of the TikTok trend that people were doing. She also teased her fans with visuals by dropping a video that was released like 2 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, actually it was 3. Beyonce is the only lady that would dress up 50 different ways for a 5-second clip. Honestly, I don't blame her though, because the last 3 studio albums she did were visuals. They were basically movies. But honestly, this has some of my favorite lyrical content on a Beyonce album. I'm gonna try to mock it, excuse my language. I pull up and these clothes look so good, cause I'm in that hole. You know, all these songs sound good, cause I'm in that hole. Deadass. It must be the cash, cause it ain't your face. I think we know who she talking about here. Monday I'm overrated, Tuesday on my dick. Flip, flop, flip it, flip, flop it ass bitch. But yeah, this album is pretty much for the gays. The controversies that she had with the album was Khalees being mad that the milkshake sample was on Energy, saying that she used it without her permission. But Beyonce just took that shit off. And the Banks girl was mad because she's been making house music for a while now. Honestly, that girl is mad at everything, so it don't really matter. But the album was commercially successful and critically acclaimed. It also did get leaked before the release time, but her fans locked in and didn't listen to it until the actual album came out. In promotion of the album, Beyonce announced the Renaissance Tour February the 1st, 2023.
Welcome to the Renaissance.
The Renaissance World Tour is the 9th concert tour by Beyonce. The tour began on May 10, 2023 and ended on October the 1st that same year. The concert lasted between 2.5 and 3 hours and were split into 6 or 7 acts. Beyonce performing the tracks from Renaissance in order, remixed with songs across her discography. The stage consisted of a giant screen with a large portal in its center and featured sculptures, robotic arms, and ultraviolet technology.
I feel like you see the show and it's so beautiful, but I'm more fascinated in people seeing the process. It took 4 years to create this show. I think the true beauty is in the process. This right here, these are all of the iterations of the stage.
She actually underwent knee surgery approximately 1 month before the start of the tour due to a long-standing injury sustained over a decade earlier because of her performing. The staging consists of 2 separate platforms connected by a broad ramp, the A stage with a circle-shaped cavity in the middle of a giant flat screen, while B stage is subdivided in a okay, this is too much word. She had multiple outfit changes throughout the show, a number of 148 costumes over the tour's run, many of which honored local designers at each stop of the tour, which was 56 shows. This tour was honestly really special and had very iconic moments, like the mute challenge,
Look around, it's me and my crew. God damn.
There was, of course, some funny fails with that, though. Anyway, we also have Beyonce doing her cozy dance with the robot arms.
Just a reminder.
Blue Ivy performing. This was her first time performing on a stage with her mother. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this tour was really iconic, so I can't go over every single moment. Just go watch it. According to the official figures provided by Billboard Box Score, the tour broke ticket sale records worldwide in 2023, becoming the 7th highest grossing tour and the highest grossing tour by a female artist of all time that year. Also, the highest grossing tour of all time by a Black artist. She made history. And finally, Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, was released in theaters only on December 1st, 2023. Renaissance gathered 9 nominations at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. She won 4 awards. Did she win Album of the Year? No, which is crazy, but it did make Beyonce the most awarded artist in Grammy history.
Well, this is an honor, because we are witnessing history tonight. Breaking the record for the most Grammy wins of all time. Be upstanding and show your respect. It's Renaissance, Beyonce.
Thank you so much. I want to thank God for protecting me. Thank you, God. I'd like to thank my Uncle Johnny, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you. Thank you so much to the Grammys. Thank you.
A year later, at the 2024 Grammys, her husband Jay-Z was accepting her Global Impact Award, so she showed up in a cowboy hat, suspiciously. As he was accepting his award and thanking everybody, he also made this speech kind of calling out the Grammys.
I'm just saying, we want y'all to get it right. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. We want y'all to get it right. At least get it close to right. I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
I mean, he is not lying at all, and it's not even just Beyonce. Sometimes their awards are just weird. But we ended up getting more appearances from Beyonce. At the 2024 Super Bowl, no, she did not perform, but she did show up, and she actually ended up having a commercial, which was a bunch of skits of Beyonce trying to break, quote unquote, the internet. Well, really trying to break Verizon's network, but the network didn't break in the commercial, because in real life, it did. At the end of the commercial, she said this.
Okay, they ready. Drop the new music.
And she surprise dropped 2 singles from her new album, Cowboy Carter.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We drumming.
Before we talk about Cowboy Carter, we have to go back a little bit to 2016. Remember when I said that Beyonce performed her song Daddy Lessons with the Dixie Chicks? Well, that caused a lot of controversy. First, the fact that the Dixie Chicks were there, I guess. The Dixie Chicks are an American country music band from Dallas, Texas. At the time in like 2003, they said some controversial stuff.
We're ashamed the President of the United States is from Texas.
At the time, the president was George Bush, and you know,
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Since they made country music, people thought that they were so American, but I guess they started boycotting them too. So when a black pop star like Beyonce came up on the Country Music Awards with them, it caused an outrage. Just straight disrespectful and racist comments. And it was low-key wiped from the internet at some point because of the comments.
I hated it. Beyonce comes out and I'm thinking, oh, all right, this should be interesting. I love Beyonce. But then she comes out with the Dixie Chicks, who have separated themselves from country music 10 years ago, and then Beyonce did a self-serving song. I didn't see what it added to the show. I thought it was just ridiculous. Oh, she does Daddy Lessons from her own album? Forget it. I hated it.
She was inspired to do Cowboy Carter off of this moment alone. Cowboy Carter is the 8th studio album by Beyonce released on March 29, 2024, and the second act. During the Super Bowl, Beyonce released the 2 lead singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. Both received positive views. The album's musical genres include country, rock and roll, hip hop, trap, and folk. What Beyonce said about the album was that it's been over 5 years in the making. It was born out of an experience that I had years ago where I did not feel welcomed, and it was very clear that I wasn't. But because of that experience, I did a deep dive into the history of country music and studied our rich musical archive. R as in black people, because we've been making the genres to everything. It feels good to see how music can unite so many people around the world while also amplifying the voices of some of the people who have dedicated so much of their lives educating to our musical history. Act 2 is a result of challenging myself and taking my time to blend and bend genres together to create this body of work. This ain't a country album, this is a Beyonce album. This is Act 2, Cowboy Carter, and I am proud to share it with y'all. Basically, this album shows how diverse she is and is a huge FU to all the races. Of course, there was backlash for this album. Some people thought that she was just doing a country album for a cash grab. Some people took the fact that she said this isn't a country album, it's a Beyonce album, literally, when it's very much country. Some people even criticized that it has different genres and they're like rap and talking about is this country. People thought that she was cosplaying a white woman because she's light-skinned, like she's been her entire life. Just closed-minded and racist stuff, honestly, which is why this album is so important. Black people created the genre country, just like they did with rock, just like they did with house music. She's taking back something that is ours, and people are mad about it. I will be honest though, when I first heard the album, a few of the songs were bangers, of course, but the whole album wasn't all that to me. When I gave it time and I came back and analyzed everything, this may or may not be my favorite Beyonce album. I don't really know. It's definitely top 3, and it's shocking because I don't like country music, but it seems she has opened my mind a little bit more. And this album is very educational whether you like it or not. It makes people do their research so that you don't look dumb trying to criticize this album. Cowboy Carter debuted at #1 in several countries and broke multiple chart and streaming records. In the United States, Cowboy Carter became Beyonce's 8th consecutive #1 album on the Billboard 200 and the first album by a black woman to top the top country albums chart. She announced on November 18th that she will be headlining the NFL 2024 Christmas Day halftime show, which is basically like a Super Bowl.
Can you hear me?
We're gonna make it do what it do, yeah, yeah.
The NFL 2024 Christmas Day halftime show, also dubbed as the Beyonce Bowl, was the halftime entertainment for the Baltimore Ravens versus Houston, Texas game, which took place last year on Christmas Day. It was the first halftime show for the NFL Christmas Day game. People were excited to see that she was doing basically another Super Bowl performance, but then they realized it was only Cowboy Carter songs. The show was conceived as a tribute to the Texan rodeo culture in Black Southern and Western history, and featured over 500 performers, including Western cultural figures. This performance incorporated people that she was working with on the album, like Shabuzi and Post Malone, and you can also see her child Blue Ivy again getting it in the back, really showing her improvement. Something funny that happened was them saying that they weren't going to release the footage and you weren't going to see it anywhere, so yes, I set up my phone and recorded the whole thing just for it to be posted the next day. It wasn't just another great performance by Beyonce. We know that she was going on tour and we were preparing for what we were going to see. One of them being the bucking choreography, bro.
And I'm still in the field. She gone.
Oh my god, who is this man right here? He was going so hard. This choreography was so important and serious to me, it was posted everywhere. The show broke several viewership records and was met with widespread critical acclaim, with praise for its direction, staging, and themes. It actually won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Costumes for a Variety, Nonfiction, or Reality Programming at the 77th Emmys. Jesus, that was a mouthful. The performance was released as a standalone special on Netflix with the title Beyonce Bowl. And then the tour was announced. The Cowboy Carter Tour, also referred to as the Cowboy Carter and the Rodeo Chitlin Circuit Tour, is the 8th tour by Beyonce. The tour was announced on February the 1st, 2025 through Beyonce's social media. The tour's name refers to a network of U.S. venues where African American musicians perform due to segregation enforced by Jim Crow laws. According to the American History Mia Bay, the venues were one of the more successful segregation-era businesses, being pivotal to the careers of Black entertainers and drawing Black communities. The staging consists of the main stage with a wide structure for both ends and a giant rectangular widescreen featuring a triangled void in the middle. Altogether give an optical illusion of a 5-pointed star. As the secondary stage is connected by 3 broad ramps, one straight directed in the middle equipped with LED equipment, while the remaining 2 on a pattern similar to a zigzag line. The robotic arms used during the Renaissance World Tour were once again there for the Renaissance portion of the show, along with mechanical bulls, pyrotechnicians, and multiple levitating platforms. It's like a car that she used when she performed 16 Carriages, except at one show it was literally tilting over. Surprisingly, she kept calm and it made an awesome picture. And actually, she ended up cutting that portion of the show off until she came back with the flying horse. But that one malfunctioned too. Somebody was getting fired. But anyway, another special thing that happened on this tour was the fact that her daughter Blue Ivy was dancing. Like dancing. Not only was she a background dancer that most people didn't realize until she made her own big appearance, but she had the full spotlight to herself 2 times on the tour. Once with America's Got a Problem, doing the same dance her mother did at the 2016 Super Bowl, and the other which was completely her own moment, but she danced to Deja Vu and she did her mother's choreography to the song too. Honestly, this might be one of my favorite tours, and one of the reasons why is because of how Black and just animated and theatrical she was in her 40s.
You so pretty, Big Daddy, you so pretty, Big Daddy, you so pretty, so pretty.
On the set list, she of course had her Cowboy Carter songs, but she also remixed and brought back other songs. Even a performance segment that is one of my favorites, which is Why Don't You Love Me, where she makes the crowd repeat what she sang.
Didn't you say
One more thing that makes the tour stand out to me is the visuals. It's like it was full on documentary, recreations, and just a movie. Very symbolic and just inspiring to look at. Like that really adds to the show, and even that bass of the background music really adds to the show. And I can say that because, girl, I went. And I came prepared. I went to the second DC show.
Can you hear me? Didn't you say Wanna get stuck down when we fucking.
And do not get me started on when Spaghetti came on, y'all.
All this bitch and just
a vixen, expedition, double mission in the kitchen. I ain't no regular singer. Like, I can't have that excited feeling. Like, that song does something to me. According to the Billboard box score, the Cowboy Carter tour ultimately grossed over 400 million from 1.6 million tickets sold, breaking over 40 venue records, becoming the highest grossing country tour in history by a black woman. I know that's right. And now the moment that we all been waiting for, because there's been a lot of controversy around this album. Even the Country Music Awards did not nominate her or mention her at all, even though it was pretty much the biggest album talk of the year. But anyway, the Grammys. At the 67th Annual Grammy Awards on February 2nd, the beginning of this year, Beyonce was nominated for 11 Grammys. She was not controlling them either. They're still mad to this day. Like, shut your bitch ass up! Anyway, okay, I didn't mention every single performance, every single controversy, every single thing that went on in this girl's life. Like, apparently somebody bit her, what? But she's still an icon. She's still a hard worker. She's still a legend. Everything she said that she was gonna do, she did it. People say that she's overrated because people might sing better than her. They're probably dead now, but okay. People dance better than her. That's true. But can they sing and dance at the same time? In heels, maintaining vocals? Do they have that same swag as her when they do it? Do they have the work ethic? Do they have the style? Do they have the dedication? Most likely no. We only have one Beyonce. Giving her her flowers now, even though she may not see this video. Beyonce is the conversation. And somebody that made an impact on the world forever.
Way to describe you.
A legend in the making.
A legend.
Yeah.
That's big.
I said in the making.
You know you that bitch when you cause all this conversation. Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper.